Hey everybody, Steve G here for Chef Knives to Go, and we have another quick look product review. This is the Karaku Aogami Super Bunka 165mm knife. The core steel is Aogami Blue Paper Super Reactive High Carbon Steel, and then this is an all reactive blade, so there's three layers. On either side of that core steel, you've got a soft iron cladding. This cladding has what's known as a kuda-uchi or a blacksmith finish. You can see kind of a I think it's typically like a sandblasted type finish where the grind starts towards the edge. You can clearly see where that grind starts from the flat of the blade down towards the edge. Here's your core steel peeking out from the cladding, but it's an all-reactive blade. It is covered with a lacquer, food-safe lacquer finish, which did extend over to the edge, so the edge isn't like super sharp out of the box. I did a sharpening job on it, and it sharpened up really nice, but out of the box edge, you might need to either strop it or maybe I just go ahead and sharpen it. That food safe lacquer typically goes all the way down to the edge, so that's going to make it appear duller than it is. But I'll give it a 5 out of 10 on my scale. The weight and dimensions can vary from knife to knife. This particular one is 145 grams or 5.1 ounces. The handle is just one piece octagonal oak with a burnt urushi finish on it. And you can see it's kind of graduated. Very nice looking handle. They've got a very good glue up job or seal job here where the tang goes into the handle, so nicely done there. Oak's not the lightest wood in the world, so that's going to bring, this is a small blade, so that's going to bring the balance point back. So it's about where the choil is, the back of the blade right here. So on a pinch grip, it's going to be a little bit handle heavy versus like a racket style grip. Definitely a light, kind of nimble blade. Edge length on this one was 170 millimeters or 6.7 inches from tip to the back of the heel. Overall length about 12.3 inches, 313 millimeters with this handle. Spine thickness, these have a little bit of thickness to them and they're pretty stiff. Out of the handle, a little thicker, but then it thins down pretty quick. But I got about 3.1 millimeters thick at the back of the heel, and then it went down to about 2.1 halfway down the blade. Pretty much holds that. Hits the corner there on that reverse sword tip. And then you can see not super thin at the tip, but it does thin out where the grind is. It's not a tall grind, so it kind of goes there quick. So it's not going to be super skinny at the tip. And then here's the trail shot. So fairly thin at the edge, not razor thin, but fairly thin at the edge. Height on this is about 46.8 millimeters, almost 47. There's not a big gap here. Could probably use a little more of a gap here, but you can get your finger in there. Bigger fingers might not nestle in there quite as easy, but got a little curve there for your finger on a pinch grip, so pretty easy to do that. I guess let's get our beauty shot here. So you can see there is some embossed kanji on the right side of the blade and symbols. So this is lacquer that's got that shine to it. It's fairly smooth finish on it. Even without that lacquer on there, it's going to be a fairly smooth finish. Here's your grind down towards the edge. Here's the left side of the blade, some more embossed kanji on there, symbols. You can see these are all got a lot of character to them. Each one's going to be unique. They've done a little bit of finish on the spine and the corners. Not a lot, but a little bit. And they've done a little bit on the spine. So it's pretty comfortable out of the box. Again, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. I think the edge is a little sharper, but the lacquer does cover that edge up. So again, you probably want to at least strop it or maybe just go ahead and do a sharpening on it. That Aogami Super is really nice steel. Let's see, cutting board. So let's see what this guy looks like on the cutting board. All right, so the tip is really low in relation to the center line, which is typical. It's even lower than kind of a lot of Bunka knives. So I'm digging that tip in pretty quick, right about there. So you might be able to rock over scallions, green onions, something like that, but not much too high. Chives, things like that, maybe some herbs, but not a whole lot higher. It's a very flat profile. There is kind of right there a fulcrum point, so that could probably be taken down a little bit as you sharpen. But so you got a fulcrum point. It's very flat in the back half. Again, not this profile. Again, it's got that hiccup right in the middle, but very flat for this is definitely a chopper. You can tip draw this thing all day long. It's not going to be much of a rocker except on low stuff. That's kind of the general characteristic of this one. So again, all reactive blade. It does have that lacquer finish on it, which will wear off as you use it, and then it'll start to patina. Again, once you get a patina going on the cladding and the core steel, it will lessen the reactivity by quite a bit, and then as long as you use it, wash it, dry it, put it away, you'll be fine. Just don't let them sit wet, and you'll be just fine. So this is the Karaku Aogami Super Bunka 165mm knife from Chef Knives to Go.